Hey there, everybody. I hope you're doing good or as good as can be expected. I'm checking in with you on this Friday, April 10th. Woo! So, how about yesterday? I have pulled out the Kipper deck. You know, when I do that, this is juicy. This gives me the juice. Um, I don't think any of us had on our bingo card to see Melania call a press conference and go into this whole spiel about who she did and did not know and how well she knew him in regards to Epstein, and then calling for saying that Epstein did not act alone. You say, you really? Um, and then saying, calling for the testimony of the survivors, that they be allowed to testify, and so on and so forth. What was that about? Energetically, what I got from her, you all, was like terror. Like, she has an interesting look in general. But it felt like terror. Like, what is she afraid of? What's coming? What's coming? We know so much came after that. Everybody's social media lit up, the news outlets lit up, and we're like, this had to be a situation that she's trying to get out in front of something that's coming, right? Now, couple of things. Oh, and real quick before I forget, members meeting. If members meeting this Sunday at 3 o'clock. I did a post about it. You can go on the menu bar and look at posts, and you'll see the schedule for the coming months. For those of you who don't know, I do have a private membership through YouTube, and I meet off the platform. We have monthly private Zoom meetings. I give readings. We talk about topics. I wanted a separate private safe space for people to be able to come together, and we really do have a good time. So would love to see you there, and if you're interested in joining the membership, there's a link for how to do that in the description box below. Okay, back to the matter at hand. There's this person many of you probably heard by now, Amanda Ungaro, a Brazilian woman who was a model with Melania back in the day, through this guy, Paolo Zampoli. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. So he was their agent. He was their modeling agent. To this day, he is still apparently like this with Trump. He's some special envoy to whatever or other. So he's still in tight with Trump. He was in a custody battle with this girlfriend of Melania's, this Amanda Ungaro. He's in a custody battle with her last year. Got nasty. For entertainment purposes only, supposedly, allegedly, right? He put in a call to Trump and said, this is getting nasty. I need her taken care of. Lo and behold, ICE goes to get her, and she has since been deported to Brazil. So we've seen a lot of things lighting up. She's been lighting up the X platform with all this stuff directed at Melania. Like, look, and I know that you know what I know, and I'm willing to tell it. Because you betrayed me. There's no way. You and I basically came to the United States under the same set of circumstances with these wealthy men, and I'm the one, I've gotten kicked off. You never said a word to try and intervene on my behalf. Like, girlfriend is bitter. All right, she's bitter, and she's saying, I got the goods on you. You know that I do. I'm going to come out with it, right? So that was one theory, is perhaps this press conference was called because she knows that this person Ungaro is about to unload and give some goods on her connection, Melania's connection to Epstein. Besides the fact that we've all seen the photos, they are not AI, they are not doctored. These are actual photos, right? So there's some there. The emails between Melania and Ghislaine, where Ghislaine is calling her sweet pea, and she's saying love, signing off on her emails to Ghislaine. Melania love Melania. So there's a whole lot there. But she's saying, no, didn't not it's not what you think. We just saw each other casually at a few parties. We were never friends. So that's where there could be some fear around whatever this Ungaro person has that's going to come out. The second thing is, keep in mind that there is a lawsuit that's pending with that Michael Wolff filed. The journalist guy, kind of scuzzy for those of you who may know him or may not. kind of like a Michael Cohen sort of journalist, right? Like you can kind of believe him because he was an insider and he's known for sourcing. He wrote the book Fire and the Fury that caused a lot of uproar back in 2018. It was released. But he's an inside. He's got an inside track. He gets people to talk to him. So a lot of what's said is like he may sensationalize it, but it's based on some stuff. He is one who has made very clear declarations around Melania's ties to Epstein, all right, and Ghislaine. So last year, Melania came out hot and heavy and was like, "You keep running your mouth, Michael. I'm going to file a $1 billion lawsuit against you." Michael Wolff came back and said, "Okay, I'll go first," and he filed a lawsuit against her, against Melania. That lawsuit is still pending. It was filed in the New York, if I'm not mistaken, the New York State Supreme Court. And the basis for it was like free speech, that she was coming after him and violating his free speech rights. But that lawsuit is still pending. We know that when you get into a lawsuit, there is that discovery phase, right? That you may be called to give your sworn deposition testimony. Added to that, in the wake of Hillary Clinton being forced to testify to Congress, people are saying, "Hey, if you're going to make Hillary testify, then why on earth should Melania be exempt from that?" So there's a lot going on. That's what I want to go to Spirit about, right? Not to mention you had Trump's people saying, "Woo, we didn't know that's what she was about to go up there and say." Not so sure about that either. But the fact that she said he didn't act alone, Epstein did not act alone. There were men who helped him. What? Say less. Say less, girl. We know. The fact that she said that and then called for the testimony, like, so then is this her jumping ship and throwing Trump under the bus? Let's go in. Spirit, please show us what's the truth behind why Melania called that press conference yesterday. What is she afraid of? What's really going on with her? Karma. Okay, let's start there, because karma never misses. And I'm being called to Spirit's urging me to go ahead and share this one at the bottom of the deck as well. Change. She recognizes the change in momentum against Trump. He's not going to be able to come out from this. She knows that. Spirit, what was she afraid of? Why did she call that press conference? What's really going on with Melania? It's her history. This is such an interesting combo. Single, sexy, and successful with the mature man. This is her history. This is the backstory that she knows, whether that is also Epstein, not just Trump, but Epstein, her ties to him. In the Michael Cohen book, Fire and the Fury, he quotes Epstein as having said, "Listen, I was with her first, and I am the one who introduced them." Like that's in the book to the extent that it can be believed, allegedly, supposedly. But Michael Wolff also is on the record as having said he's got over 100 hours of interviews with Epstein in his vault. Two cards are coming. Family, because she was talking about her reputation. She doesn't want her reputation messed up. So and divinity. Yeah. I think this is, take that for what it stands, almost symbolic, right? She wants to appear innocent, and appealing to people's sensitivities, that to the extent that she did get sucked into this era back in the day when she was in her modeling days, and then she went on to marry Trump. There's an innocence that she's trying to proclaim. And she wants to do it because her family, she's trying to protect them. She's trying to protect their assets, her assets. Emotional pain. it's hard. It's very, really, really difficult to sympathize with a figure like her. But she's suffering. She is suffering. And again, I'm not trying to say that in terms of, sympathy but she is really suffering because she sees he's going under medically, health wise and politically. She sees the writing on the wall that he's going under. And so what she thought all this time, what had been the payoff for her. Remember, we started out with karma. Spirit, are we going to see, is she going to suffer some sort of really big humiliation? Is there more information coming out around Melania and her role with Epstein and Ghislaine? Priestess trying to trying to hide it. I think about the priestess in tarot, which is a card that can be secretive. But this is Ghislaine. That's who she's almost more afraid of having come out, because keeping in mind, Ghislaine is still walking among the living, far as we know, whereas Epstein is gone, right? Abuse and a ritual. Okay, here we go. Ghislaine knows the goods. Ghislaine, up until now, because she cut that deal with Todd Blanche to be sent to this little cushy place, but she is really afraid. Spirit, did she, with the ritual and abuse, that would be the accusation of of any participation Melania may have had, supposedly, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, may have had in understanding exactly what was happening, what Epstein was doing, what perhaps Frump was doing, his role in all of this, like knowing all of those things, Ghislaine being very much alive and well and still trying to get her release. Is there something on the horizon, Spirit, that Melania got wind of that Ghislaine might give up something? Two more cards are coming. Nice guy and a rising star. Nice guy and a rising star. Baron. She's afraid. That also goes to family, to the extent that, because we know there's sort of an obsessive mothering thing with her, with Baron, right? So she's afraid that to the extent that all of these revelations, Frump aside, right, and all that was discovered around him with Stormy and all these other things that Baron clearly knows about, but to have these things come out around her, rising star, nice guy, she wants to protect Baron. And Baron's, when she talked about her reputation, her family, and also particularly Baron's regard for her. That's really what's getting to her. Jealousy and envy and the evil eye. That's coming from this Amanda Ungaro. So that's all this that's what's causing the emotional pain. She knows that more is coming. She knows that she has managed to avoid a lot, but she is really panicked about whatever else is coming, that how it's going to impact and reflect on Baron in particular and his future, because she knows that Frump is on the way out. What does she care about Don Jr. or Eric or Ivanka? Her main concern is Baron and setting the stage for him to have whatever future he's supposed to have. Spirit, will there be a humiliating revelation coming out in this month? Let's be specific. Will we see something this month? Spirit is leading me to tarot. Will we see something specific this month, in the month of April, that highlights these revelations, whatever it is that she's afraid of coming to light? Is it going to come out? Is the horse ready to leave the barn? Nine of Pentacles is sitting there ready. It's built up, it's ready, and the Hierophant. Yes. Yes. It's already there, and this is also what's in the files. Because the Hierophant, that's my card that often represents the government. And this is that Nine of Pentacles, the files, the accumulated information around her. There's something in the files. Remember, we were told 3 million apparently documents that were still set aside. And we've also heard that some of those documents could allegedly, supposedly be destroyed. But there's copies around somewhere. And Judgment. Boom. That's it. That's it. It's coming. There is something that she was trying to get out ahead of in reference to her actual ties to Epstein, that ritual and abuse card that we saw, what she knew, but her concern certainly never, for the victims and the survivors and all of that. Survivors, not victims, I'm sorry. The concern is not that. This is still the same woman who saw children in cages and said and wore that jacket. What is don't care or whatever it was, or I don't care, do you? But Judgment Day is coming for her, and she knows it. And something tipped her off. I don't know whether it was related to Ghislaine starting to do a more of a pressure campaign, because she's been sitting back still trying to negotiate her appeal to shorten her sentence. It could be her. It could be this woman, Amanda Ungaro, out of Brazil, who's been very vocal. It is still that pending lawsuit with Michael Wolff. So she's got it coming from multiple directions, you all. And according to Spirit, don't forget, we started out with karma. She knows it. And yeah, that emotional pain is what it is, but it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop what's coming for her. Faith. Rich girl. Mentally and emotionally unstable. Okay. Tell the truth, why don't you, Spirit? So she's trying to appeal to people's people feeling sorry for her, the MAGA, evangelicals who might say, okay, we get it, you were young, you didn't know any better, you blah 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 blah, right? The excuses, because it made her, in her mind, she's become this figure. She's paid her dues. That's it. She feels like she's got what she had owing to her, and she wants to preserve it, especially in relation to a baron. But here we have, mentally and emotionally unstable. That's what the cover that she always thought that Front could give her. He can't give it to her. He can't give it to her. It's done. He can't cover for himself any longer. Not only because through political means, but because of that mentally and emotionally unstable, because of his declining health. He's not there. He can't do it, and she knows it. And so she's feeling increasingly exposed and abandoned, essentially, from what she thought was the power base that could protect her, and it's imploding on her. So that the whole thing was about fear. And watch, according to Spirit, in April, we're going to see some more things come out around her. Who it's coming from, not quite so sure. It could be coming from several sources that we talked about earlier. All right, you all. And then real quick, I wanted to look at JD going to, as part of the, going to Islamabad to try and intervene and maintain or revamp the ceasefire. Not going to happen. I don't think he's incapable. It's not going to happen. But also, Spirit is telling me to dip into this part. Let me segue, because we already know the outcome of that is stalling and buying time. The Iranian contingent that's going to be there as well. What's his name? He's done an incredible job and won a lot of U.S. fans. A lot of women are swooning over him being handsome. What's his name? Oh gosh, I know I wrote it down. Abbas Aranchi, right? He's smooth with it, and people are like, dang, I know I'm not supposed to like you, but I kind of sort of do. But he's in over his head. But more importantly is the friction, Spirit has spoken on this before, is the increasing friction and tension that Vance is going to undergo regarding his faith as a Catholic, as an avowed Catholic. We know he's got that new book coming out. When is it? June? And the stance, the threats that we understand were issued by the Pentagon to the Vatican, right? Spirit, is that going to become an albatross? This division between the Vatican and the White House, and the role that Vance is playing in that, is that going to become an albatross around his neck, around Vance's neck? Does he know that's coming? And maybe even Spirit is saying maybe even he's being set up for it by Trump. You know what I mean? Trump and Rubio, set up for failure. We have the 7 of Pentacles. He's trying to figure out and figure out his footing. Can he pull it off? Can he be instrumental in trying to negotiate, or at least hold or negotiate a ceasefire deal that will hold? Prince of Wands, 8 of Swords. Yeah, he can. Stressed out, and he knows he can. He knows he's in over his head. 3 of Wands. He's relying on other people to try and help him, because this is really new. Since when has he become a global negotiator for something of this magnitude? Never. So Spirit, will he reach a crisis of faith, or not internally, but in terms of his positioning with the Vatican? 7 of Swords, deception. The Emperor, he can't let on. He is walking such a tightrope between, and the 2 of Cups, the partnership between him and Trump. He's having to walk a really interesting tightrope, and there's deception around it with what he sees as politically expedient for him, which would be to maintain good standing with the Christian faithful, including Catholics, but also trying to satisfy the needs or the demands of Trump. Playing the I'm a loyal guy, because he's trying to play both ends. If he's trying to make the pitch for 2028, which apparently he is, regardless of what happens with Trump between now and then, right? If he checks out sooner rather than later. But he's trying to keep his standing with the MAGA faithful while keeping his elevating his position as as a more amenable global leader. 6 of Pentacles, negotiations, give and take. And the Ace of Wands. Yeah. This is a lot of camouflage that he's going to be doing. But ultimately, too, he is going to try and maintain, I've seen calls, maybe some of you have as well, people saying Vance should be excommunicated from the church based on the what's happening with the Pentagon threatening the Vatican, apparently, supposedly, allegedly, telling the Vatican we can do whatever we want, around the world. We are who we are. Vance is trying to take a different stance with that, and so he's going to try and protect his relationship, because of course he's got this book coming out. He's about to go on record, and go on this tour, branding himself for 2028 as a staunch Catholic faithful, while the administration is taking a different stance. But that's what he's going to do. And that 7 of Swords is he's got to do it. He's got to try and do it while tickling Trump's funny bone, if you will. Spirit, is this going to cause a blow up is Vance's stance trying to juggle between both worlds? Faithful to Trump, but faithful to his faith in Catholicism and that movement. Is this going to blow up? Is this going to result in a big blow up between Vance and Trump? Is that relationship? It's already tense. It's been tense for a long time. Is that about to blow up? And will he then have to just take a stance against Trump? Ten of Cups, it's growing. Ten of Pentacles, ooh, ten's coming out. And the Fool. And I'm going to tell you, I think the Ten of Pentacles is the people. And Ten of Cups is the growing, the swell of emotion around everything that's happening with Trump. And he wants to be at the forefront of that with the Fool. I will be different. I am willing to do it a different way and rule by Uranus. And if that means I have to essentially break from Trump, then that's what I'll do. Because, he's going to do whatever he has to do. Six of Swords. He's not going to do it too soon, but he knows it's coming. He knows this is the direction he has to go in. Vance knows that he's got to find a way to break from Trump. But the timing of it, that's that Seven of Swords. He wants to be really slick about his timing. And the Lovers. The union being broken. The decision to split and go his own way or express what he will have to declare is something different about the platform or his beliefs or how he wants to direct the movement, the GOP. That's what's going to happen. That's going to be really, really interesting because that's when all the chips are going to fall, right? Everybody within the cabinet is going to be like, pick a side, pick a side, pick a side. And that's going to be really interesting. All right, you all have a great weekend. I will talk to you on Monday. Stay safe out there. Keep your chins up and your shoulders back. Remember to breathe. Just breathe. Stop if you have to. Take it in. Blow it out. Sky above you. Earth beneath you. Holding you steady. All right. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye.